We have a massive amount of news to go over for the next entry in the Rocksteady Arkham series, including our first look at DLC. What it do, Durag Nation? I'm back with Super News, bringing you the latest superhero news without wasting your time if you subscribe. So if this information was valuable, hit the like button so it will reach more people, but if it wasn't for you, change it to a dislike. It has been an absolutely crazy week for the Suicide Squad game, which brought with it tons of news, viral moments, and new fake controversies from people who are desperate to see the game fail because Rocksteady released a co-op shooter instead of another Batman game for them to complain about. It started on Tuesday when the embargo on the first impressions of the game was lifted. Select media members and content creators were flown out to California last month to play Suicide Squad for a few hours and record footage, and they shared their thoughts on Tuesday. The most famous of these was definitely the review from IGN, which bashed the game, but was almost universally mocked because many of the reviewers' criticisms appeared to stem primarily from skill issues.
Combat does start, when the combat does start, What are you aiming at? What are you aiming at?
Like complaining that the Flash was too fast for him to hit, and of course this moment, which went viral.
Or you'll get knocked out of an animation for unclear reason. You'll get knocked out of the...
Sounds like a skill issue. Despite this, critics of the game and grifters making rage bait used the IGN review to push a narrative that everybody at the preview event hated the game, which actually isn't true at all. Almost every content creator said they enjoyed it, including Arkham fans and people who didn't think Suicide Squad would be good, like Comic Storian and Uncaged Games. Even huge media publishers like Game Informer and Games Radar had positive experiences with the game and were excited to play the full release. But in response to the negativity, fans begged WB to lift the NDA so they could talk about their playtesting experience. Before that preview event last year, thousands of players got to participate in a closed alpha test where they played a demo of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League for 3 days, but weren't able to talk about or show anything due to the NDA they signed. Fortunately, WB listened and Rocksteady announced that the NDA would be lifted, allowing players to finally share that experience, but you still aren't allowed to post videos or images from it. This resulted in a flood of new posts and videos, with many players saying the alpha test convinced them to buy the game, including Batman Arkham Videos, the legendary channel that has been the go-to source for Arkham fans over the last 12 years. Many expected them to hate Suicide Squad, but they posted on Twitter after the NDA was lifted a detailed review explaining how they enjoyed their time with the game, and in particular loved how Rocksteady fit in the Arkham lore. I personally put in about 20 hours during the closed alpha and also had a lot of fun with the game, especially the Batman mission that was teased previously in trailers. That was easily one of the best missions I played in any superhero game. While some people tried to turn the game's HUD into the new Puddlegate, most players echoed my thoughts about the closed alpha, and the overall conversation around the game became much more positive. Rocksteady was able to keep the momentum going with a previously announced developer Q&A in their Discord, which I covered live on this channel Friday. Most weren't expecting much from it, though it should be noted the Discord is where Rocksteady revealed Suicide Squad will have an offline mode for the first time, so they aren't afraid to drop big info in that Discord, and sure enough, they did it again, revealing some exciting new information and features, as well as dropping a huge tease of what appears to be the game's first DLC. Some of the answers were very long, and the full thread was helpfully put together by industry insider Miller Ross, but I'll shorten it for you and give you the highlights. For fans of the looter genre, you're going to be very happy. It seems Rocksteady studied games like Borderlands 2 and listened to feedback from players because the quality of life features and design philosophy of the gear system might be the best on the market. They removed gear score, so you don't have to worry about grinding to increase the numbers on your gear like many remember from Marvel's Avengers, and you won't have to abandon high-level pieces of gear that you get early in the game. Instead, the philosophy for Rocksteady is to give you a lot of gear with a bunch of interesting perks and leave it up to you to find the combinations of skills and gear to suit your playstyle. They confirmed hundreds of different combinations at launch, with high-level pieces fully changing the way you play. This player-first mentality also applies to the leveling system. You'll earn XP as you play, unlock talent points, which you can use to unlock skills for your character with a max level of 30. But once you hit 30, the fun doesn't stop there. Rocksteady confirmed they have basically their own Paragon System, which fans of Diablo and Borderlands 2 will be very familiar with. Once you hit 30, you'll be able to unlock a new set of points that further enhance your character, but this is infinite and has no cap, so you'll always have a reason to keep playing. They also gave us a glimpse at the end game, confirming new mission types and a horde mode mode where you fight increasingly difficult waves of Brainiac's forces. The biggest reveal was a bonus at the end where the developers posted an image of what appears to be upcoming DLC. They confirmed this building is the Daily Planet, which has undergone a Joker-inspired makeover. Eagle-eyed fans looked at the image and were also able to indeed confirm the presence of the Crown Prince of Crime himself, who can be seen on a newspaper. Some fans of the Arkham series were confused as the Joker died in those games, and unlike Poison Ivy, he doesn't have the ability to resurrect. But as you can see from the picture, this Joker is not the same as the one Mark Hamill brought to life during the Arkham trilogy, and will be a different version. Rocksteady teased they would be going into more detail about this DLC in episode 3 of Suicide Squad Insider, which according to episode 2 is going to be a deep dive into the game's post-launch content. On Twitter, they teased episode 3 is happening soon, so we might actually be getting it this upcoming Wednesday, the 17th. If everything works out, DC fans and superhero fans are going to be eating good. Besides Suicide Squad, there are some big superhero reveals and releases happening in 2024. I'll break it all down in the next video on screen.